Furthermore, I wanted to showcase the ability to submit fixing pull requests into your Azure repositories. So here I'm in the same repository, Debricked Azure DevOps tests, and I can try to generate a pull request here that fixes this particular vulnerability using our sophisticated graph databases to fix them at the root level, even though we have transitive vulnerabilities. So here I will update Karma to fix a vulnerability in socket.io parser. We can decide on the commit message. And when I press confirm here, we discover that, we have an Azure DevOps integration here. So we need to provide a host and a token. And we can see that I have the host as my name here. And on the token side, you can generate an access token if you go into your user settings and personal access token, or if you have organization, I think you can generate organizational tokens as well. But I'm going to generate a personal one. So Debricked P pull requests. And you probably want to set this to a custom date that is far away so you don't get blocked. But then we need, as stated in our documentation, we need grant the code read, write, manage scope to be able to update the code. So let's give it that scope and create. And here we have our token, and I'll enter this here. And now we have this in the Debricked tool, and we can submit fixing pull requests. So let's wait a minute and see if we can succeed in fixing this vulnerability. While waiting for the pull request to be generated, I can speak briefly about our fixing capabilities. So as you can see, we have a vulnerability in socket.io parser in this particular version, and we need to get this to update to 4.0.5. To do this, if you search on the web, you are sometimes recommended to actually force update socket.io parser, regardless of what needs, for instance, socket.io client or socket.io has on socket.io parser. But Debricked has a smarter solution where we actually have a Neo4j graph database that contains all relations of all open source. So all different versions of all different packages uses each other. And we query this database to find the smallest possible update of the root dependency, so Karma. To get this to a safe version of socket.io parser. So this means that our suggestion is to update Karma from 3144 to 600. And what this does is that it contains any potential break-in changes into the layer between your code and the dependencies, meaning that you are in control of any potential updates or breakage that may happen, and you don't need to manage breaking changes in between layers of dependencies that you have a hard time actually controlling. And no one wants to end up on a fork of death. So our vulnerability fix was successfully generated, and we can view the pull request here. This takes us straight to our Azure DevOps integration. And here we can see that we get all the information as that we got, or most of the information as in the Debricked tool. We also get CVS's details and references that we have found for this vulnerability, as well as we can see the files that were updated. It's only Karma, and this resulted in a quite large update in the yarn.lock file. And if we And then we can also see that in this repository, this new branch was picked up by Debricked and scanned. So if we look here, we should see that that vulnerability was not present anymore. So this is the vulnerability I was looking at. And in this branch, we have actually fixed this vulnerability. So if we go ahead and approve this and merge this, we can see that in the files that we just made these updates, and we should see karma somewhere. Yeah, but anyways, we can see that we just merged this fixed dependency, fixed vulnerability here, and we picked up this scan. And let's wait for this scan to finish. It finished in 5 seconds. And now we can see that we can look into our commit history of this repository. Just need to update. And we can see that that in the master branch, we have this new commit 1 minute ago with fewer vulnerabilities as we updated our dependencies. And the socket IO vulnerability is now gone. So that's how easy it is to fix vulnerabilities using Debricked in Azure DevOps. Thank you for listening in.